Have you ever been about to fall asleep when your brain suddenly reminds you of something embarrassing that happened years ago? Maybe you said the wrong thing in class. Maybe you waved at someone who wasn't waving at you. Maybe you stumbled during a presentation and wished the ground would swallow you. What's strange is that you can forget what you had for lunch 3 days ago, but somehow your brain remembers an awkward moment from 10 years ago with incredible detail. Why does this happen? Is your brain trying to punish you, or is there another reason entirely? By the end of this video, you'll understand why embarrassing memories keep coming back and, more importantly, how you can finally stop giving them so much power. Imagine touching a hot stove as a child. It only takes one painful experience before your brain remembers not to do it again. Your brain learns from emotional experiences because they often carry important lessons. The same thing can happen with social situations. When you feel embarrassed, your brain treats that moment as something worth remembering. Why? Because humans have always depended on other people. For thousands of years, being accepted by a group increased the chances of survival. While life today is very different, our brains still respond strongly to social experiences. Research suggests that emotionally intense events are often remembered more easily than ordinary ones. So when you replay an embarrassing memory, your brain may not be trying to make you feel bad. It may simply be trying, perhaps a little too enthusiastically, to help you avoid a similar situation in the future. But here's what most people don't realize. The memory usually feels much bigger to you than it ever did to anyone else. Imagine spilling coffee on your shirt before an important meeting. You walk into the room convinced that everyone is staring at the stain. Hours later, you mention it to a friend. They look confused. What stain? Psychologists call this the spotlight effect. It's our tendency to overestimate how much other people notice our mistakes, appearance, or awkward moments. The truth is, most people are busy thinking about their own lives. They're worrying about their own deadlines, their own conversations, their own embarrassing moments. Think about the last person you saw make a small mistake. Can you remember exactly what happened? Probably not. Yet you can remember your own mistake perfectly. That's because you're the main character in your own mind, but only a small part of everyone else's day. The embarrassing moment that keeps you awake at night may have been forgotten by everyone else before lunch. But if that's true, why does it still feel so real? Here's something surprising. Our brains naturally pay more attention to negative experiences than positive ones. Psychologists often refer to this as negativity bias. Imagine receiving 10 compliments and 1 criticism. Which one will you think about all evening? For many people, it's the criticism. Negative experiences can feel more urgent because our brains evolved to notice potential problems. That doesn't mean your life is mostly negative. It simply means your brain is more likely to replay events that felt emotionally important or uncomfortable. The good news is that awareness changes everything. Once you understand this pattern, you can begin to question whether your thoughts are accurate or simply louder than they deserve to be. And that's where real change begins. So what can you do the next time an embarrassing memory appears? First, remind yourself that remembering something doesn't make it important today. A memory is just that, a memory. Second, ask yourself one simple question. If someone else made this mistake, would I judge them this harshly? Most people immediately realize the answer is no. We're often much kinder to others than we are to ourselves. Finally, remember that every confident person you admire has embarrassing stories of their own. The difference isn't that they never made mistakes. It's that they stopped letting those mistakes define them. Your awkward moments are chapters in your life. They are not the whole story. The next time your brain decides to replay an embarrassing memory at midnight, remember this. Your mind isn't necessarily trying to hurt you. It's trying to learn, even if it's holding on longer than necessary. The people around you are probably thinking far less about your mistakes than you imagine. And years from now, the moment that feels unforgettable today may simply become another story you laugh about. So instead of asking, "Why did that happen to me?" try asking, "What did I learn from it?" That one question changes everything. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing for more psychology and self-improvement content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.